Maybe I don't need this extra light right now. Maybe it's okay. Good evening. Welcome back, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have a very important topic to talk about today. I welcome your opinions. I suggest that everybody stays respectful. Everybody's considering other people. Those who will not stay with these guidelines of respect to the people in the chat will be banned, will be timed out and then banned. We have a very heartbreaking topic today. We are going to talk about whether or not whether or not homosexual gay couples, gay we be calm about it? Should we accept the adoption of children by gay couples? I do have a particular case I want to talk about today, and that is in Quebec, Canada. Recently, there is a situation with three gay men who want, one second, three gay men who want to adopt a baby, a girl, a young girl. I mean, a child, not a young girl, a child. I think she's 3 to 4 years old. And there are three gay men who are aiming to adopt her. I don't know exactly too many details about the process. So we're going to talk about that particular case, but I'm going to wait till there is a little bit more people in the room. Meanwhile, we just going to we are just going to discuss in general. I would like to hear your opinion. I would like to know what do you think about this as a general idea before. Oi, go away. We've been having a very hot days here, so all the anomalies are all the anomalies are present. Even a small fly. I don't know how she got in here, but she's welcome to participate as well. Welcome. Let's see if I have comments. So anyway, I'm going to start. I personally think that this is another failure. I think that is another disaster for allowing um, same-sex couples, same-gender couples adopting children. I think it's a very dangerous act, and we will see the consequences for that. I think that it's very harmful decision. It's a very harmful legal decision for those states and those Western countries where they allow this type of adoption. I think that it is extremely, extremely harmful. Yes, David. We're gonna talk about this. We're going to talk about this. I find it. I have no words for that particular case. I have no words, no words for that. But we're just talking right now in general before about two men or two women. Should this be allowed? I want to tell you why I think it should not be allowed whatsoever. Number one, if you're naturally not able to conceive a child, there is a reason for it, right? If you are naturally not able to conceive a child, there is a major reason for it. It means that you cannot reproduce. As we know, in our free world, people can engage in different activities. It's just, it is what it is, but it doesn't make it a family, it doesn't make it a couple, and it does not, no matter how you try, you can crawl out of your skin, you can try everything you want, but you will never be able to conceive a child in the same gender couple. Never. Not between two women, and definitely not between two men. So if nature does not allow it, nature does not allow that. Wait, sorry, my chair is moving. I think I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna sit more comfortably. One second, guys. One second. Nature does not allow this for a reason. I sit on my comfortable couch. Nature allows a woman to always be comfortable. So, okay, let's see. One second. Let me get my light. Please let me know if you can hear me and see me. I don't think I need light. Makes me so even whiter. I think we are good. We are good. Nature does not allow this for a reason. There is a major reason. Wait, why it is not allowed? If that was natural, if that was something, normal, if that depended on our opinions, that would be different. But it does not depend on how we feel. It does not depend on our opinion. It does not depend. We can all say there's different concepts, but it doesn't depend on our opinion. People cannot conceive, same gender cannot conceive a life. No matter how they try, no matter if they climb on a tree, if they climb on a wall, if they climb on a chandelier, no matter what they try, there is absolutely no way that it can happen. So I think we should respect this is a law of the nature. This is law of this of the universe. I'm not even talking right now about I'm not even talking right now about spiritual things, about moral things. I will talk about it, but in a moment. So I'm not even talking about anything morality, religion, face wise. Two people of the same. Just a second, guys. I'm not comfortable. One second. Two people. Wait. Two people of the same gender are not able to conceive a child. Point blank. Period. There is no maybe. There is no well. Naturally, it's impossible. Who is agreeing with me that no matter how you try, it's impossible? Who is agreeing with me? Who has common sense here? Please put plus in the chat if you understand where I'm coming from. Has nothing to do with anything else but reality. One second, guys. I just need to rearrange things because they distract me. One second. Okay, I think I'm in a better shape. All right. Welcome everybody. I'm gonna say everyone on the chat. David puts plus in the chat. Thank you. Okay, I'm more comfortable right now. I can focus on everyone. Aaron, welcome. Great having you. Welcome. I would love to hear what you think. So, we are talking today about should people, same gender couples, basically gay couples, be able and allowed to adopt. Okay. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Oh my gosh, what is this happening here? It's my pillow. Okay, I'm going to focus. So I do want to talk about that weird couple that in Quebec, Canada, that I've recently heard about. I think it's absolute craziness with that weird couple. But before we go to it, before we go about it, I want to talk about a general idea because some people are upset that three men are allowed to adopt a little girl. My question to them is, aren't you mad when two men adopt a little girl? Or two gay men adopt a little girl? Aren't you upset when two gay men adopt a little boy? I mean, aren't you upset? Don't you know that this goes against every law in the universe? Physical, spiritual, morality. So we live in a free world, I mean, supposedly in some ways, right? Nobody gonna come to your bedroom and tell you what you need to do with who and how and when, right? People gonna do what people gonna do. People gonna do their thing. Nobody is persecuting anybody if you're 18 plus. But when it comes to children, comes to the most vulnerable, to most impressionable, to most precious part of our society. So I think as adults, we need to protect our children. They are not ready to see the dynamics between the same sex couples. They're not ready for that. how how are they going to model the family? Do you know how much trauma people who go through difficulties in life, so many of them had a very hard family life? Maybe some of you have went through that, right? Maybe you're one of those people that maybe have a hard beginnings. Maybe you're one of those people that have issues. Maybe your parents got divorced. Maybe your mother had a very tough, very abusive marriage, or maybe your father raised you on your own, but he's your father. He's your father. He didn't. He better for a solo parent to. That's what happens. Um, when you have a situation, maybe somebody passes away, or maybe there is a divorce, or we have so many circumstances, but a child needs to be raised by a mentally healthy person. A child needs to be raised by responsible, healthy, mentally person. Ideally, of course, it's a father and a mother. How beautiful it is when we see those nuclear families. How beautiful it is. Not everybody is blessed to have that when they were growing up. And how beautiful it is, even if you didn't have it, but as in your own life, you can strive for it. You can strive for it. Many men I know had just one mother, but she was wonderful and loved them. It's harder when a man is raising a child because it goes a bit against man nature. Men naturally don't have, especially for small children, they don't have that nurturing instinct. But nevertheless, there are some fathers, so happen their wife, for whatever reason, um, either passed away, or maybe was in a bad, maybe it was a woman with a low social responsibility, and you end up as a man raising a child. I actually have clients, I consulted many people, many men in my practice here, and well, some of them did an amazing job raising their children. It was not unusual. It happens. Usually, it's a woman. If worse come to worse, sometimes people co-parent. We know there are a million situations, but same. I'm gonna read all of your comments. Thank you so very much. It's a very very important topic. No good comment gonna go unnoticed. So thank you so much. If you want me to read your comment right away and you want to support the channel, feel free to highlight it with a super chat, and you will be the first priority. And of course, I will try again to read all the good comments. And first, I will go with the members, and I hope we'll have a very productive discussion because this is so important. um, Life is unpredictable. People we don't always have the life we dream about. But when somebody knowingly allowing a system where a young child can be abused, and this goes through the court, I think that this is a crime against humanity. This is crime against the children. This is crime against family. It's a crime against our future. I am very much um, I'm devastated seeing this. I'm absolutely devastated. So, before we move on to the particular situation with what happened in Quebec, Canada, I actually have Matt Walsh's video. I respect Matt Walsh very much, but we're gonna listen to a few clips. I don't know if he's gonna copyright it or not. If it is, oh well, then be it. But yes, let's talk about this. We're gonna talk once again about a particular circumstance, but I'm gonna read your comments. So my answer is 100% no, and also I don't care if the heterosexual couples are not mentally where they supposed to be. It doesn't automatically qualify you if you are with a polar gender, right? If you're with the opposite gender, you want to adopt, it doesn't automatically qualify you. You absolutely have to prove that you're mentally healthy, that you're physically capable, that you're financially able to take care of the child. It doesn't automatically make you qualified, don't get me wrong. But if you are already living alternative lifestyle, I'm very sorry, but you are not allowed to adopt. You should not be allowed to adopt. Absolutely 100% no. So, I'm gonna read your comments. I'm gonna actually start with my members. Let's see. Thank you, darling. Thank you, CCGB. Welcome to the chat. Let's see. I'm going all the way up. So, David, thank you for your plus. Just in general, that concept feels wrong. Yes, because it is wrong. That concept feels wrong because it is absolutely 100% wrong. That's why it feels wrong. One of the reasons why there is a mother and a father, because raising a children, just like a good productive relationship, sorry guys, should be based. Wait, I just want to adapt it a little bit, so yeah, I don't have to lean so much. Um, any productive relationship between a man and a woman, and especially uh, their marriage, their relationship, and raising children, it's all also based on polarity. All of this is based on polarity. Because in a good relationship, the mother is a nurturer, a mother is a lover, a mother is an educator, but the mother is the one who will kiss you 100 times, whether you're a boy or a girl. I'm talking about infants, toddlers. This is as women where we thrive. You can never beat mother in loving and nurturing. You can be the most wonderful father, most wonderful father in the world, but usually the if you have to raise a infant, you're going to be suffering. If you have to do it on your own, you're going to be suffering. It's very, very hard. As women, we have a natural instinct. For us, yes, we also like sleeping, we also like resting, but for us it's natural. It is some invisible force in our heart, placed there by God, by nature, by all the forces of the universe, that we don't care if you didn't sleep for 3 days, if you didn't eat, if you forgot to use a bathroom. As a woman, sometimes you're in so much pain you don't even know. You're thirsty, you need to use a bathroom, or you need to sleep. It all happens sometimes when you have an infant, the infant is sick or something is going on. But our instinct by nature, our love, our overwhelming love, our bond, we have no problem. A healthy woman have no problem. I don't know about a woman who is in a relationship with another woman. I don't know what your issues are. I cannot guarantee you this, but a healthy woman has a very, very strong instinct. She doesn't care about anything else. She doesn't care about partying. She doesn't care about Instagram. She feels so much fulfillment and happiness that, I'm sorry. Oh, yes. Sorry. That is compensating for absolutely everything else. The fulfillment, the love. It's something unbelievable. It's nobody can describe it. If you're a lady, if you're a mother, put comment in the chat. Feel free to tell me how you felt when you have your child. And it's something, honestly, for the men. I know men develop their instinct stronger and stronger the more child grows up, but as women we carry a child under our heart. You will never know as a man how a child moves, how it feels. You will never understand those things, and you're not supposed to, because you're less emotional, and your main role is to protect, provide, guard, but also discipline. That is why most beautiful children comes when there is that polarity. When a woman is, she doesn't have to control so much. She doesn't have to be the bad policeman, in a relationship. She can be focusing on nurturing, loving, creating with a child, educating, um, giving the child love. And a smart woman, when you have a masculine man, a husband, leave it all to him. Leave the discipline. And so, he can be the bad guy. Well, in a good way. A man is a natural, how to say this, disciplinizer. Man is a natural at discipline. It comes to men normally. And ladies, if you're getting married again, maybe you have a child and your child is still small. If you're getting ready to get married, make sure that you trust this new man so much that you fully allow him to discipline your child. It doesn't matter if this child isn't his biological child. If you trust to live with that man, if his character is aligning with the character of being a father, you absolutely should allow this man to have his authority, if he is your husband, to be a father for your child, to have that father role. A lot of women don't understand the importance. Thank you, David. Thank you so much. I will read your comment in just a second. Um, Most women don't understand the importance of the man's role, because as your child growing up, he is looking for discipline from a man. I am sorry, but men are the best when it comes to disciplining. As women, we can do a decent job if we forced to do it, but especially when your child, if you have a son and he's getting to be a teenager, that's man's role. It's mentorship, leadership needs to be learned for a little man by a big man, by authority. So important. I'm just having this side note because so many women make a mistake when they get married again. Let's say they found the person they want to be with. They, first of all, don't check, is this man could really be a father for my child? And if he can, most women are afraid to allow their new husband to be the disciplinary, and that's a big mistake that women do. If you love this man, if you trust him, if his character is proven, you absolutely giving him the leading position to guide the child, to lead the child, and you can relax. You can just sit back, chill, and relax. Don't try to control a man at his one of his best. If you trust his character, one of his best qualities. Don't do that, ladies. That's why we need polarity. When we have polarity, women can be mothers, enjoy the motherhood, and men can lead. I find it extremely important, and the mess we see with our teenagers right now, partially responsible. This situation partially responsible that they don't have discipline at home. Thank you so very much, David, for supporting the live with a super chat. I'm trying to find it. Thank you. David is saying they are putting their selfish desires over what children actually need, a mother and a father. Yes. Society will, society will suffer down the line. Yes. Absolutely. It's like, okay, you chosen alternative lifestyle. You chosen, I'm sorry, this goes against what nature intended. Nobody is harming you, nobody is imprisoning you. You chose this lifestyle, or you're confused, or you were born this way. Okay, fine. Fine. You follow what you feel you need to follow. Okay. But your choice does not allow to have a fruit. There is a reason for it. And we can want a lot of things, but as David is mentioning here, you put your selfish desire. You want to have alternative lifestyle, and you want to have a child as normal couples would have, uh, heterosexual couples would have a child. No, no, you don't get to get pregnant. You don't get to have this experience. It's your choice. We're living in the world, especially in Western societies. You're not gonna get hurt. You're doing your thing. You keep it in your bedroom. You keep it in your lifestyle. But, like, for example, I cannot have a child when I'm 80 years old. It doesn't matter how much I want to have a child. It doesn't matter who I will ask. A lady cannot have a child at 80 years old. And you know what? She probably won't be allowed to adopt a child at 80 years old. Why? Let's say why. I don't want this to be a monologue. So tell me why even a woman cannot adopt a child at 80 years old. Please write me in the comments. Why do you think? And David, thank you so much for supporting this very important conversation. And I completely agree with you. When it comes to children, there is no place for self satisfaction, for selfish desires, for showing off, for making experiments. When it comes to children, to those who are the most vulnerable, those who cannot protect themselves, those who desperately need guidance and support, but the government will allow to put them even in more vulnerable position than maybe they were in an orphanage, because maybe they have some kind of ordinance there. And here, with alternative lifestyle, you don't know what these children, not only they don't not gonna get the polar experience, but you don't know what they're going to see, what they're going to witness. So there is no wait, I'm sorry. There is no excuse for doing this to children. I'm really not sorry. I think it's an important subject. Sorry guys, I have this partial light, but it's actually hard for me to fall asleep sometimes because of the bright light, so I'm somewhere here. Thank you so much for supporting, David. Thank you for being a member as well. Let me read your comments. Let me read your comments. Excellent comments. And then I will play the piece from Matt Walsh. He has a recording of the couple. No, it's not even a couple. It's a throuple. We. You know what? We hit the very ground. We are on the bottom, my dear friends. Let me try to do this. Let's see. Might fall, but we are on the very bottom. We cannot fall any further. Whew. I am so passionate about it. I really love sometimes lighthearted topics, but this one isn't. Okay. I saw comment from Aaron. Aaron says 80-year-old women are not energetic enough to keep up with a child. Absolutely. An 80-year-old woman, no matter how vibrant you think you are, how healthy you think you are, there are two things. You're probably not as energetic. You're not going to be able to chase a toddler. I had if you have any experience in family, like, yes, there are exceptions, but there is no grandma that would be able to do this. Even the healthiest 80-year-old won't be able to do it, right? I'm sorry, guys. So I have wild hair today. Um, what is the other reason why they're not gonna give a child to 80-year-old grandma? Not only because of your energy, because if you think realistically, you don't have that many years left. Okay, yes, you have normal. You already lived over the life expectancy. I think a regular life expectancy is about 70, 75 years old. So nobody is going to give you a child. Let's say you're the most energetic person at 80 years old ever lived, but still nobody is giving you an infant or a toddler, because you can drop dead at any moment. That's just a reality. It's not being, am I being ageist? Am I being, what they call it, all these words? Is it ruthless? Is it unfair? No, it's nature of human. I will tell you this, no grandma in her own mind would want to take care of an infant. But let's imagine that there was one. There is obviously no energy, as people were saying in the chat, and also there is not enough life left. Let's just be real. Unless you are somewhere in the mountains of Japan, or mountains in Caucasian mountains, over in North Russia, where people do live like 120, 130 years in those very, very remote areas in the mountains, but they probably live so long because they have a community there and they have no stress. They just live in the mountains. Yes, there are people, but we are not talking about 1%. And I want you to understand that my channel isn't about exceptions. My channel is about common sense. So, yes, there is not enough time. You are, any day, you can drop dead. I'm sorry. Even much early. It's life. We all want to live, blah, 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 but I don't even know they will allow you to adopt a child at 65. Simply because health and time left. This is just reality. So, by the way, if you wanted to adopt a child, do it while you can. Do it while your health allow you. 80 years old, not a match, demand for infants. Yes, absolutely not. We can say this is not fair. This is ageism. Maybe this also, it's number one, it's a reality. Great English for amazing Ukrainian woman. We love you. Hugs. Thank you, Rico. I appreciate it. Any age can drop dead at any minute. Yes, but the probability goes as the number goes higher. The number goes higher. Who we expect to live? Yes, I mean the accident happens. The unfortunately disease, terminal illness happens. Yes, but what is a probability higher? A woman, let's say at 40 years old, that maybe wasn't able to conceive a child, and she decided, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna adopt. Or a woman at 80 years old. The probability goes all the way up. It's just a reality. So I think that instead of for our crazy society worrying adopt about offending, we need to start respecting common sense, because people, my goodness, people literally suffering. People are suffering, and children especially. Um, the probability of serious health conditions and lethal condition goes with age, especially once you pass certain milestones. I mean, what can we say? Children that have healing DNA can heal the sick. A lot of elderly are known attracted to angelic use for that reason. Yes, I have never said that we should be against for elderly spending time with children. There is nothing more beautiful than seeing grandma and grandpa with their little grandkids. There is nothing more beautiful. I think they have this experiment, I think somewhere in North Europe, when they allow people in a nursing home visitations by young children, like toddlers, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 year olds. I forgot, but they have the most delightful experience, because there is that connection between an elderly generation, like grandpas and grandmas, and the toddlers and young children. There is something so beautiful about it. Whether it is your natural, your father and mother that connected with your children, or whether it is um, whether it is just you interacting randomly, they are visiting you. I think there is something so magical. But guess what? It's a visitation. It's not, okay, now this 5 year old is your responsibility and you're 85. It's a visitation. It's a joyful, glorious things. It's some of the most beautiful things you will ever witness. Is seeing the connection of grandpa, grandma, great grandpa, great grandma, and their little ones. This is one of the most delightful things to live for. Whether it's your own or whether you're observing it, there is something about it. It's gonna make me really emotional. I'm remembering some moments. It's just beautiful, and this is how it's supposed to be. And that is why when you are a parent, if you do your work beautifully and you have a little bit of luck and God's will, you will be promoted to a grandparent. If you were in a relationship with the same sex gender, you don't get promoted to a grandparent. That is your choice. Maybe that is, as you say, what how you feel yourself. Okay, fine. But every choice has consequences, and you don't get promoted to become a grandfather or a grandmother. If a woman chooses to be with the same gender lady, I mean, however they call it, you don't get promoted to a grandma. If you're a man and you choose to live, you decide to live, you feel you have no other option as being without a man, I'm sorry, enjoy your life, but you will never be a grandfather. It's reality that we must accept. It doesn't depend on your view. I just cannot believe that ideas that make sense, that are confirmed by every source, are somehow controversial. Thank you, my darling. Thank you, Shari. Thank you so very much. Uh, we are not answering personal questions. We're gonna let everybody make their opinions on the topic, and I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play. I have so much respect for Matt Walsh. He has so much common sense. We can even listen to some of his commentary. I don't know if they're gonna copyright me or not, but he has a clip without the music for the that couple. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm saying couple. It's a throuple. So it's a three gay men in Quebec, Canada, think that they are entitled, that they can give a beautiful life to a little girl, while they can't even figure out their own relationship. But honestly, for me, three, five, two, 1.5, it doesn't matter. I think it's wrong to begin with. It's simply wrong. It's wrong. As children, we copy our parents. We need something to copy. You don't always have a perfect situation, perfect condition, but when you're loved at least by one parent, when you have at least one adequate parent, ideally two, ideally with grandparents, ideally with community, ideally with a lot of support. I think that we are losing a lot in US. Um, we are losing a lot in US without having more community support. You know, they say it's a village that raises a child, and we have we don't really have that sense of community anymore. Maybe in the smaller towns, maybe if you have a bigger family, but nobody should be just alone with a child, especially if both parents are working. We should have more communities. It takes a village to raise a child. Yes, that's what I say. I completely agree with that. It takes a village to raise a child. It's also take adequacy. You know, nobody wants to be divorced, but sometimes when it happens, if you were married to an adequate person, you can co-parent. It's not ideal, but you can co-parent. You still biological, most closest to your child. Bye. Everybody who is inappropriate, everybody who says nonsense, it will be timeout for 24 hours and then later blocked. So, good luck. Dave is saying they saying it's cute, like three men and a baby movie. You know what? I'm gonna watch that movie, but I'm sure those men were not gay. I don't know, and it's probably a cute movie, but I'm sure that's not what the movie is about. I have not watched it. Honestly, when I imagine three dudes and a baby, I don't care if you're heterosexual, okay? You have no idea what the heck you're doing. I would never trust it. Ever. I love men, I respect men. Three dudes? Hell no. Where is the grandma? Where is the auntie? Let's say mom needs to be somewhere. I would never trust my child to three men. I'm sorry. Even if I know them, even if they raise their own kids, even if they're heterosexual. No. Every child have their specifics, and a woman has, we have intuition. We don't even need to learn. I mean, we can learn from women, from our mothers and grandmas, but we also have an instinct in us, which helps a lot. So yes, no, it's not cute. I agree with you. I agree with you, Dave. No gay man should be adopting, let alone threesome. Honestly, I my opinion may differ. I agree with you, but I don't care if it's threesome, foursome, fivesome, or two and a half some. I don't care. I don't care. They are not um qualified. You are not qualified. I'm sorry. Actually, I am not. Thank you, Rico. I hope so too. Trust me, I had a hard day today because of that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We're gonna listen to the clip in a moment. Thank you, everybody who's joining. Um, yes. Also, I agree also with this that even if your grandparents are younger, grandpas and grandmas should not be raising kids. I know sometimes, uh, in previous generations, people used to get married very early, and sometimes some of them would have children early, and their children would not be so successful in life, and they would have raised their grandchildren. You know, sometimes it's a more stable home. I know a lot of examples. Even now, I have friends. I know people who raising their grandchildren, even though they're not supposed to. But I think it's all very not fair to them. I think their work is done. I understand if they're young enough, if they have enough energy, they're doing a beautiful work. It's wonderful, but it's also wrong. And that is why on this channel I want to talk about class, about having certain requirements. Like families that I know, they are raising their grandson because they have horrible environment in their children's home. So they basically saving their child. But again, if we were to choose better, if we were have better requirements, this wouldn't be happen so much. You know, ladies, if you are not married, if you're very young, it's your first rodeo, don't just respond to the compliments of men. Men are wonderful, but they need to meet certain requirements. They need to be vetted, because if you engage in intimate relationships, you know what can happen. A very natural circumstance. On my channel, I want to remind ladies that nobody has a free pass. There is no free trials for men. We love men, but not but, and we want to make sure we choose the best one as a father of our child. But husband first. As they say, marry before you carry. I love that. So anyway, I'm sorry that maybe I am not as fun and flirtatious today, but this hurts a lot. If you're elderly, you can hire a nanny to raise your adopted child. I mean, and what is the point of that then? I mean, you can hire help if you have, but you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to do that. I mean, then the child will be raised by the nanny. What do we know about the nanny, you know? Me personally, I don't trust nobody unless proven, unless proven in the family. There is a long list, because how many things are coming out right now about children abuse? How many things are coming out? But oh well. CCGB is saying auntie, uncle, grandparents, family. Yes, the bigger family is, the better it is. Children need they need the love, they need the community. You know, when you are an auntie, when you are a grandma, when you family friend, you know, so sometimes you're not a blood auntie, but you playing you are being in the role of an auntie. It's so beautiful. One of the best things in the world is to be an auntie, by the way. I must say, one of my favorite things in the world is being an auntie. It's something that I can't even put words to it. How sweet it is. I always tell my sisters that my job is to spoil. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm trying not to ruin children, but it's 100%. It's I'm on a mission. You know, when I'm with my family, and I just love children so much. I just can't. It's the best drug for me. Like this is my medicine. It's just inspiration. Just being near them. It's the best. So I'm on a mission to spoil, but being you know in certain measures. Because I think loving and disciplining are two different things. Because you can love a child and not spoil a child in a bad way. You can spoil a child with your emotional responses, with your love, with your support, with your connection, with being present. But you can still look at the discipline. You can still be disciplined. Those are two. Many people don't really understand the line between two. You can be extremely loving, extremely nurturing. That's me. When it comes to the children that I love, but you can also have a hard side and say, okay, done. Moving to the next, picking up the toys, or not over talking. So you can combine the two. It's hard, but you can learn it. Um, I hope well, we're not talking about this right now. I appreciate it, Kemal. Thank you. Only 65 years old can adopt if you are a grandma. Yeah, and parents are not available, and if it's healthy depends on the age of your child. Yeah, it's different. Yes, you can adopt later if bunch of circumstances align and child kind of stays in the family. Yes. Um, Looking at your comments. Somebody says if you can't make one, you don't get one. Yes, exactly. So, more people deserve an adoption. City Gale males idea. I disagree. Yeah, I think more couples don't have to wait. I know a lot of couples that adopt children. I mean, not a lot, but I know personally several couples. They had to wait years to adopt. Years. And the thing is, it shouldn't be like this. Why do we need to wait years to adopt a child? You know, a week feels forever when you're a kid. If you remember being a kid, day feels forever, week feels forever, months feels so long, and a year feels like eternity. And the kid changes. So the sooner the child could be adopted, the better. I don't understand this. I don't understand who's gaining from it. Why remove my comment? I'm just being honest. I have no idea what you said. This should be a crime bottom line. Yes, I agree. Benjamin, hello. The movie is funny, not ghetto, yeah. But I'm sure those three guys didn't do so great with the baby. Have not watched the movie, but I'm sure it didn't go so smooth. Do you know the difference between? Yes, I do. I would say no, not fair on the children. No, not fair and very dangerous and scary. Thank you. Somebody says I love you, Veronica. Thank you. I appreciate it. 100% would be willing to be your husband. Oh wow, thanks. I appreciate. I need to actually make real application papers. You're so lucky to be in US and not stuck home with a horrible war. Well, for those who don't know, I have been in US forever now. I am lucky. Yes, I agree. I agree. But I would leave. I would not stay. I mean, unless, somebody would do something that I couldn't. I would never stay. I would never stay in the war. I would never stay. Because also, we have family, we have children in the family. There is no way. I may not want to go somewhere, but if my decision, if the safety of my child depends on my decision, I don't care if I need to live in a carton box. I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I'm trying to convince. I've been trying, this last 3 years. I've been living in the US since 2008. So, for those who don't know, for a long time. But I have some family and friends who are still in Ukraine, and I've been doing my work trying to get them out of there. Mentally, emotionally, I admit I use dark manipulation. Well, maybe not dark, but not exactly manipulation, but I use logical reasons. I just don't want anybody from my dearest friends who are family to me wake up one day and realize that because they were not comfortable to leave their child, God forbid something happened. So I am I can be overbearing when it comes to safety of the children. I'm sorry, I think it's worth it. Okay, I have somebody commenting all over my channel. Thank you for that. If my wife didn't want our kid, I would leave her. I see. Um, yes, if you're lonely, there are other ways to have company. Seeing two men pushing a stroller is disgusting. Yes, Russell. Thank you for that. I agree. Thank you. 100%. Um, Hola, saludos desde Mexico. Hello, Mexico. Discipline and punishment are totally different, yes. You need to know how to discipline. You speak better than our whole Congress in. Oh, thank you, Rico. I like that compliment. You speak better than our whole Congress and elected officials. Amazing heart. We need more women like you. Ukraine send more here quick. Thank you, Rico. I appreciate it. Well, I just believe in logic. What are we doing? Why? I like to be feminine and butterflies and roses. If I can be completely in my feminine 24/7, I would be. I would pretend that I don't understand anything and I do it and I go shopping, I'm having fun, I'm painting my nails. I love these things. But when I see where this world is going, I cannot help but get very serious and I want to talk about these things. I want you to talk to your people about these things. I want you to talk to younger people. I want you to, if you just help one person to not be confused, to choose the right path, when it's time for you, to face the final curtain, you will know you did something right. I don't care if you only helped one person, one girl that is now making better choices right now because you talked to her, because you told her you're beautiful. You don't need to entertain this mess. You deserve somebody who will choose you. You deserve something that will put a ring on you before they try to get intimate with you and make you carry their child and have no responsibility. This is so beautiful. When I was growing up, our elderly, our grandmothers, grandfathers, even in our neighborhood, were talking to us. They were talking to us. Sometimes it was a bit over the top. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but they were talking to us. And now when I look back at it, I understand how valuable that was. But thank you, Rico. I appreciate it. That's very kind of you to say that. I love that compliment. I'm not gonna lie, I love that compliment. What if the woman could have a baby? Maybe it would affect, couldn't have a baby? Well, if the woman can't have a baby, a woman can adopt. A lot of women, for this reason or the other, cannot have a child. A lot of women miss their window because they were chasing career. If you really want to be a mother, you can use all the technology, women can have now children up to late 40s and even early 50s. I mean, I don't know, it depends on the health, but there are a lot of women that have children very late. I mean, it has its risks, but people do what they want to do, they try it. Uh, but I want to tell you this: a woman who really wants to be a mother will become a mother. She will adopt. If her health does not allow, she will adopt and she will nurture. In this modern world, we have positive things. A woman that truly wants to be a mother will be a mother. All right, we have 70 people in the chat, and we only have 25 likes. If you guys don't enjoy it, I can stop it right now. We're gonna listen to no clip. Mustard Seed says, I don't know what your name is, but absolutely not child abuse. Yes, it's an absolute child abuse to let same sex couples adopt. Uh, Tristan Cooper, a real man can't raise a baby girl. He will need help with a baby. Yes. You know, there is nothing beautiful than as a girl interacted with your father. Like I remember my early days with my father. I remember them. I remember how much I loved him. I loved him when I was a little girl, and then, but there was no way in the world he could have raised me. No way in the world. No way I could have become a woman, a feminine woman, if my father would raise me. I mean, I would be alive most likely, but there was no way. Uh, it's so beautiful relationship with a father and daughter. Like it's so precious. But a girl learns femininity not from her father, not from a gay man in a throuple, couple. She only learns it from her mom, from her auntie, from her grandma, from their friends, from somebody. She can only learn femininity from a woman because our femininity is our inherent. It's something that we have. Also, they're trying to erase feminine from women. I sometimes see women that kind of buried, well, honestly, I see every day women who buried their femininity, just buried. They don't look feminine, they don't talk feminine, they don't walk feminine, they don't dress feminine. I don't even talk about clothes. But nevertheless, a girl can only learn femininity from her mother, close relatives, close friends who are women, not from her dad. I'm sorry. Even if he is gay, even if he's effeminate, I don't know how to say that word. Um, nope, nope, absolutely not. Because that would be unhealthy man behavior, and she will choose a man that will be as unhealthy, that will be feminine, and will want you to hold his hand. But something beautiful about father, that father teaches a good father teaches his baby girl, his little girl, and then a young woman how men should court her and treat her and respect her and love her. There is something so beautiful about a father. When a father shows you love, when he spends time with you, when he gives you this, because your father is your first love. I mean, it is what it is. You just you love your dad so much. He's like the most beautiful prince. I remember when my mom was berating my father's looks. I was like, "What are you talking about? He's the most handsome man that ever lived." Well, my father actually was very handsome, but well, mm, he was uh, he was he kind of start aging early, but then he started to look the same. So it was kind of funny. And also, he had me when he was almost 50. He was in his late 40s. So, well, everybody would say, "Hey, your grandpa is here," which I was so mad. I'm like, "Can't you see it's my father?" I was just furious. Somebody called my father my grandpa. And it happened up to through my entire life. But my father was very, very handsome and very, very charming man. Oh Lord. And so when my mom would criticize him, I would just 100% team father, team papa, team dad. 100%. Not a chance. I would tell her, how doesn't he see? How doesn't she see that he's the best man in the world? That enthusiasm, that love, when a father really protects his daughter and shows her how she needs to be respected, and he's teaching her, a young woman learns a future relationship. Often if she had a great father, she's looking somebody who would be similar to him because of his protection, of his love, of his authority. It is so, so beautiful. Hi Leo, welcome to the chat. How are you? Good to see you. Member in the house too. Thank you, Leo, for being a member. And of course, all my present members. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. One of the things while I would like this channel to grow is because of these messages. I have other things to that I enjoy doing, but I have this burning passion. I really don't want to see our world collapsing. I really don't. I am sick and tired of seeing women with green hair. I'm sick and tired of it. I talk about this a lot, but why I'm the only woman, no matter where I'm going, I am usually the only woman that wearing a dress. Why? I'm one of the few women that have a natural hair color. Why? Why? I'm usually pretty much the only one woman that doesn't have tattoos. Whether I'm going out to a restaurant, I'm going to a museum, I'm going to a concert, I'm going out on a date, I'm going doing anything. I'm usually the only, well, one of the very, 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 very few women that's not having tattoos. I even learned the new tattoo strands. It's like this sort of patches. It just goes through your entire body. You have these green patches through you. I can't. Why? Why I'm getting all the compliments? I want other women. I want to see beautiful women that will stop me in my tracks, and I would say, "Oh my gosh, this is beautiful." As women, we learn from each other. We don't learn how to tie a scarf, how to, put a what it is, a rose or a bow from a man. We learn from other women. So I want to see women that I'll be like, whoa, that's what I want. I have friends like this, but unless I'm meeting with my friends, we get inspired by each other. I do not see it. I would be so upset if I was a woman that never gets any compliments, that goes unnoticed, and not in a way of showing off or try to get validated. It's natural for a woman to be adored and admired. There is no shame when a woman gets adoration, and I don't care if she's 19, young woman, a very young woman. I don't care if she's approaching 30. I don't care if she's 45. I don't care if she's 75. A woman was meant to be adored. There is nothing wrong. Wrong it is when you post provocative things with a very bad intention. That is wrong. But getting adored and inspire others, it's our nature. Hello, Frankie. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you guys so very much. If you enjoying the channel, I appreciate you subscribing. I look at my stats, and 70% of people who are watching me consistently are not subscribed. So when you know that you will be watching, if you enjoy it, only if you enjoy it, you are welcome to be here. You're welcome to be on every chat when you can. But thank you, Eddie. In a perfect world, not in a wicked world. Yes, now we know what kind of country we are living in. Yes. Well, this situation happened in Canada. I like being masculine. Not everyone likes to be feminine. I'm not saying you cannot be masculine if that's what you want as a woman. You can be masculine all day long if you want to. I don't know why would you want to be masculine all day long, but if that's your experience, if you enjoy it, go full ahead. Unfortunately, Satan wants to corrupt. It will get worse. Oh man, don't even. It's getting worse already. It said that they. It said here they took down our Canadian flag, and put up a what? What? Put up a LGBTQ flag instead on our parliament building. I'm sorry, Russell. I thought you were in US. I forgot you're in Canada. I'm proud of Donald Trump who removed the stupid LGBTQ flag from the main building. Again, you put flag on your door who you slept like should every single person who is here put a flag every night you had intimacy? Do you need to put a flag? Let everybody know. Hey, nobody cares. Your Charlie Kirk said that. Somebody was saying, "Well, I am gay, but I'm conservative. Am I not welcome?" Charlie Kirk told him, "You're welcome." There are other things that are important. I do not, he said, I do not support it personally, but you are still welcome. There are other things that are more important in life than your sexual identity. And especially, it should be in the government. As long as nobody breaks the law, people will figure out their sexual identity. It has nothing to do with serving the country. This stupid flag should not be hanging from our most important building. Oh my gosh, I remember the embarrassment. I mean, of course, Obama did everything to push LGBTQ down our throats, but I cannot stand that. I'm sorry. And there is no business for that flag being all over the place in New York, in Washington, everywhere. I'm very proud of Donald Trump for removing that BS from our. This is not about. We're not in anybody's bedroom. We don't need to make announcement. You want to have same-sex relationship? Go ahead. But why do we need to have a flag stating that? Again, tell me one reason why. To destroy our society even more? Okay, yep, that makes sense. I'm very sorry, Russell. Well, we used to have it in US, hanging. There was no more push, no bigger push for LGBTQ than it was uh, Obama and Joe Biden. I'm sorry. I don't even want to make it political, but I just felt just they just put it down your throat. Especially if you have a child in your in public schools. Whew. Do you think American men not as masculine as Ukrainian men? Do you want my honest answer? On average, yes, I do. On average. Average means medium temperature, right? If somebody is over here, somebody is over there. On average, yes, undoubtedly. But, but, um, there are plenty of very masculine men who are very unapologetic. Here, they usually are conservative or independent, and they don't believe in femininity for men. They don't believe in 50-50. They don't believe in independent, they don't looking for independent women. So I definitely see a lot of masculinity, especially like in a country, and with men who are smart and educated. I see the masculinity, I see the confidence. But if we say on average, then yes, Eastern European men in general definitely still have that strong core. They don't care about no pink t-shirts, no rainbows. Nope. Uh Honestly, she's an American with a beautiful accent. Thank you. Well, I am. I always be who I am. I'm a mix of things. Um. Okay. Well, everybody who wants to introduce themselves, feel free to write me on my email. If you want to introduce yourself, go full ahead. Most men don't know how to introduce themselves. All right, guys, we're gonna listen to the recording. America is supposed to be the strongest country, but you know we have situations. I don't think maybe I could play it. Okay, I'm gonna try it.
And nothing good comes out of Quebec. No exception in this case. Listen. For the last 7 years, Jonathan Bédard, Eric Leblanc, and Justin Maheu have been waiting to become parents together, something that officially happened yesterday.
She's perfect, of course. Like any, she's curious, she's energetic, she loves to play, she loves to jump, she loves to dance.
They adopted their 3-year-old through Quebec's Youth Protection Services, but first had to be approved as foster parents, something that required a lot of work and openness, they say, to their relationship.
We had a lot of things to go through in order to be able to have that accreditation. And it's through that process that they learned that we are a little different because we're three, but we're not different from any other family.
Some other Canadian provinces, including Ontario and British Columbia, legally recognize more than two parents. Quebec does not. Last April, a Quebec Superior Court judge ruled the government has a year to modify the civil code to allow a child to have more than two recognized parents, saying the current situation is unconstitutional and violates the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms since it discriminates against different family models. Yes, unconstitutional. It is unconstitutional to not allow three men to have a baby. So nature itself is unconstitutional, apparently.
Matt Walsh.
Nature already prohibits three men, two men, any number of men from having babies. Nature has already decreed that men cannot start families on their own. Neither can women. So I guess nature is infringing on the rights of the LGBT community. And this is the difference, by the way, between the traditional understanding of human rights, the American understanding, and the leftist version. Because the original idea was that human rights belong to us by our nature, endowed by God. And so when I say that nature has decreed it as so, this is what I mean. It's our human nature, endowed by God, created by God. But the leftist idea would say that our rights stand in opposition to nature. We get our rights not from nature, but against nature, to contravene nature. So it's the opposite. It's the opposite of what was intended. It's a subversion. So where does the right for three men to have a baby come from exactly?
Exactly.
Where do you get this right?
Exactly.
Now the answer they'll give is they'll say, "Oh, the Constitution," but it's not in there.
Okay, nope.
First of all, well, honestly, I don't know much about the Canadian Constitution, but that's irrelevant anyway, because what I know for sure is that if a change was made to the Constitution anywhere, including in Canada, to prohibit gay couples or gay thruples or gay quadruples from adopting, the left would say that gays are having their rights violated in that case. But if the right allegedly comes from the Constitution and then it's removed from the Constitution, well, they can't say their rights are being violated because it's not, because you said your rights from the Constitution. Well, it's not in the Constitution anymore, and so end of discussion. So as I've argued, that they are appealing to an authority above and beyond the Constitution.
Боже.
Whether they admit it or not.
Dear God, please help the little girl. Please don't allow this to happen. Please let parents that are capable of taking care of a 3 4 years old little girls, that women that maybe cannot, couples that maybe cannot have a child, or maybe couples that have their child grown and they want to have more children. Please make sure that this little girl will not be staying with the 3 men who are not in their right mind. Please, justice, God, universe, somebody help us.
They are still appealing to an authority above and beyond that. What authority exactly? Well,
So you're appealing to an authority.
That's the question they can't answer. They won't answer. And now we're left with this. We're left with 3 men adopting a baby. And this kind of abomination was totally foreseeable. Yeah. It's the reason why gay adoption should never have been allowed at all in any configuration for any number of partners.
I agree.
And yet there are still conservatives who don't understand this. You know, September being National Preparedness Month got me thinking.
Okay, he has an ad going on. Yeah. I think that's the big problem here is that so many people are empathizing. They're like, well, we need to support. No, when you give this little, when you open a door by an inch, they're gonna try to go by a mile. A young female child. Oh, I'm sorry. A young female child always needs a mother. Fact. Yes, absolutely. I knew, as I said, because I consulted so many men through my channel, I met men who raise their children. It was not easy. It was not easy. For us, for a man, it's not easy when the child is very young. For a woman, it's very hard when a child is becoming a teenager. So you should always have family. People sometimes get divorced, people pass away, people change their mind. It happens in life. But as a parent, if a child has at least one sane parent, the parent will try to do their best to involve child in the community, to have their family, and try to have good relationships. If they happen to divorce, if they happen to fall apart, it's our job to think about children. I like what Dave said, that they have their selfish desires. They want to have this alternative lifestyle, but they want to have a child. It's like they want to have some things that normal people do, but they want to weird this weird life. It's like, pick one. Which one is it? Either you live alternative lifestyle and carry the responsibilities, or and have the consequences, or you follow the guidelines, or you follow and you make yourself available. You make yourself in a position when you can have your own children. Like, pick one. Which one is it? You can't have both. I'm sorry. You're harming this little girl. This little girl is better off in an orphanage. It's a horrible thing to say. Oh my goodness. I really hope that, Russell, you gotta tell us what happens next, because it's hard to keep up with everything. I hope they won't allow this. Please. Please. Let's make sure this doesn't happen. I think we are closer to, I'm sorry. Yeah, to Sodom and Gomorrah here. God put up with it for 400 years. Then Zabzam. Yes, yes. We are getting closer every time. And somebody says they're gonna see, I forgot who said that. They will be kissing in front of her. Yeah, imagine. Oh my gosh. If I would have seen men kissing when I was growing up, I cannot even imagine. I cannot imagine small children and even teenagers, even all ages, under 18. But especially when you're more younger and impressionable, imagine seeing 2 men kissing. And that may be not the worst that they're gonna see, if you know what I mean. It's a horrifies me as a woman that is grown. I I married a wife who couldn't have children. I divorced after 3 years. I'm very sorry. That is very sad. I wish you were able to adopt or do something else, but life happens. But sometimes you meeting somebody, you don't have children with them, even though you try, but then you meet somebody else, you are able to have children as a man, and your wife moves on and have children with somebody else. I've seen that happen too. Sometimes you're not compatible, and you are not given a child. Sometimes there is a physical reason, and again, as I said, in our world of all the technological things, there is more opportunities for women to have their child. But if a woman really want to nurture somebody, she will be happy to adopt. I've seen it all, and I think it's beautiful. All of it is beautiful. Every scenario. Rusty says absolutely not. Yes, it's sad. I never had kids, but I raised my siblings. Good for you. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Um, I said what? I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about, Russell. I have to. Thank you, Johnny. Yes, I'm sorry, I missed a lot of comments, but I'm gonna see. Why three men would want a baby? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't think being gay makes you a bad parent. Um, I don't think it makes you a good parent. Um, you cannot show and give a child what the child needs. A child needs a mother and a father, not a full mother. When if your mother has a, it's not a mother, it's a man. I'm sorry. If you have, if you have, if you're a male, if you put a dress on and a lipstick, you're still a male. And a child needs nurturing. A child doesn't need a dude. A little baby girl does not need a dude to cuddle with, okay? To fall asleep with. To, even if you're 3 4 years old, you still want to sleep on your mom's chest. You still want to be in bed. She doesn't needs to see all this with 2 or 3 men. What? No. You supposed to have mother and father. It's that simple. Nature knows best. Just imagine psychologically what is going to be happening to that girl. She's now 3 or 4. Imagine her being 5 6 7 8. Those dudes even not gonna stay together. They probably will play around. She will see all the weirdness. She won't have anybody. She needs to call somebody mom. Who is this girl supposed to call mom? Question to Patrick, if you're still here. This little girl, who's she supposed to call a mom? Which dude out of these three she's supposed to call a mom? Hmm. I would not trust these 3 gay men working in a daycare. Oh my goodness, hell no. Absolutely no. Let alone trying to adopt a young girl. Yes, it's so twisted, it's so sick. And I hope that it won't be allowed. I really, really hope so. And the thing is, I just want to let you know something. We are not here about hurting anybody. There are people that identify, they think that, well, usually, that most gay men were abused as children. I have one of my best friends. Some people think that I am full. I'm not full of no hatred to nobody unless you're abusing somebody else. One of my best friends, I used to work out with, and we're still really good friends. He's a wonderful person. I met him. He moved. I met him recently at the store, and we saw each other. We just had this instant connection. He is gay, and um, he's just an adequate person. He's not trying to tell me that he's a woman. He's not trying to do none of those things. He told me that that's what he is, and he tried to do something about it. I believe him. But he's doing consensual things with consensual people. We never only one time he told me this because we were at the gym and people were looking at us. It was back a long time ago. We were laughing so hard. We had so much in common, and he's just a beautiful person. He's an amazing person. So I don't want somebody to be suffering. I don't want anybody to be prosecuted as long as you follow logic. You understand what consent means, and you're not trying to tell people that you're a woman or that you need to be raising children. There are a small percentage of people that are raised different, and guess what? I did ask him that question. I asked him if he was assaulted, molested as a child. And guess what the answer was? Guess what was the answer? But in all years of our friendship, we had one conversation about anything like this. We have other interests, and I love him as a person. But he never told me that, I'm really a woman. Can I wear your dress? I mean, do I support this? No. Would I want this for my family, for my close friend? No. I don't think he even wants it for him. Some people, there is a small amount of people, but even that small amount of people that identify like this, they were abused. They were abused. You know what I mean? In a very inappropriate way. So they were not protected as children. When they were forming, somebody took advantage of them, and it's very, very awful. It made a major imprint. So it's very hurtful. I'm talking to 102 people, by the way. You look so fancy, thank you. That's just how we are here, but not always fancy. So thank you. I was out at dinner and I thought, why do I need to change? I like this outfit. Wait, I'm sorry. I like this outfit and I wanted to wear it. So, should we listen? Let's listen to some more. I love listening to. Hopefully, I might get copyrighted, but oh well. If I do, then be it.
Comes to our families. That's why my patriotsupply.com attacking me for that, criticizing me for that. Well, here you go, guys. Congratulations. Like this, no, don't turn around now. Okay, if you were getting on my case because I said we should have gay adoption, don't turn around now and say, well, this is too far. I don't agree with this. If you're in favor of gay adoption, you don't get to complain about this. You don't get to. Okay? I won't allow it. It is disallowed. It's prohibited. You support this. If you support gay adoption, you support this. That video we just saw, 3 men adopting a baby, you support it. You do. You may not know you support it because you're not smart enough to even understand your own positions, but you do support it. I'll tell you why you support it. Because there's not a single argument in favor of gay adoption that would not also be a defense of 3 men adopting a baby. And the other way is true too. There's not a single argument against 3 men adopting a baby that wouldn't also be an argument against 2 men adopting a baby. That's really the
Matt
point
Walsh.
So anyone who's tried to, and there are a lot of people on the left too, not on the left and but even some certainly on the left, but some on the right, who try to draw this line. They're all in favor of gay adoption. If somebody like me goes out and says, no, I don't think 2 men should be allowed, I think they should be legally barred from adopting a baby. If they hear that, they'll say, oh, that's bigoted. How dare, what is this? This is the year 2025. How could you say such a thing?
Easily.
And then they see this and they'll say, well, what's going on here? Well, go finish that thought. Go ahead. What's your problem? Why shouldn't 3 men adopt a baby? What's the issue exactly? Can you finish the thought? What is your argument against it? I really want to hear. What is your argument against 3 men adopting a baby? Or 4 men? Or 5?
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
what if you had a whole
Oh, my
a
goodness.
whole squad of gay men going in there, 5 of them to adopt a baby? Why shouldn't we allow that? And this is now for a lot of you listening. This is not a stumper at all. You can.
I'm sorry, I have to respond to a comment. He says, Veronica, you unfortunately playing into that elite wants. They want us divided. What the heck are you talking about? I am not trying to divide anybody. We are trying to protect a child. We are trying to think about what this little girl's life is going to be if 3 dudes that engage in certain activities have no parent skills, don't can't even figure out their relationship, cannot be faithful even to each other, even in this weird circumstance. These 3 men is going to be, God knows what they're going to do to a girl. This is not even political. This is an issue for humanity. I don't care if you're Democrat, if you are independent, if you are apolitical, if you're conservative. This goes this goes beyond your political views. I don't care if you're not political. I have plenty of friends, my female friends, who don't even know who Matt Walsh is, who anybody is. Listen, we want to talk about it so people spread the message. So people who take these decisions will think twice, because this is absolute abuse. They are trying to appeal and legalize abuse. And that's why I'm talking about it. Okay? Because of people who are like, yeah, don't talk about this. That's what we have now. This is exactly what Matt Walsh is talking. Because on both sides, people are like, well, gay people should be able to adopt, because people are so fucking weak. And so, well, so soft. Whereas they should be hard and strong. This is why we have this bullshit. If you think that that is true, think about that was your daughters. Think you passed away. Think you died in an accident. God forbid. You died. You had a daughter, and three. I don't. 3 faggots are trying to adopt your daughter. You would somebody sound divisive when they try to make a video about it? Yeah, I'm sure you know. Where is your channel so we can all watch? Where's your channel? Where's your name? Where's your photo? Where is your eloquent speech where we can watch? I don't care if it's 2 or 3 or 7. If you're gay, do your gay things. No child is gonna be born out of your ass, okay? I'm gonna say it. No child is born this way. I'm sorry. I don't care if 3 of you, 5 of you, 7 of you. Okay? Period. They are trying to appeal it. They are trying to guilt the system to say, "Oh, with gay rights, you're not considering. You're abusing us. We want to have this baby girl." Thank you, Jesus. And this is the thing. If I would have Matt Walsh here, I would let him talk, and I will be just, yes, I agree. I would be in my very classy and feminine mode. But I cannot stay quiet when somebody without name, face, and number tell me what I need to talk about. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I know I'm doing the right thing. I know that. People resort to adoption, they need to be a couple. They need to be a woman and a man. So there is a husband and a wife, a father and a mother. Not 3 dudes that are on each other doing all kinds of weird stuff. Okay? Thank you, Jesus. Muchas gracias. Yeah. Thank you, Will. I appreciate it. Thank you. And the thing is, here is the thing. You know, when I have to, when these things are happening, I'm sorry. I cannot. I have to defend. I imagine that that was my little girl. You know, sometimes life happens. I imagine it was somebody I know. I always imagine this. When you're a woman, you have a mother instinct. There is no, there is no child of stranger, as we say. Um, I just imagine the nightmare of a little girl being surrounded by three weirdest dudes. Gay people, not, they're supposed to mind their gay business. They're living, okay? Matt Walsh stands for the logic, okay? Unlike you. What are women's rights? To end life of their children? That's a women's right you're worrying about? The women right when a woman decides to end the life of the most precious being for her? That's, you worry about that, right?
I can easily explain why. What I'm saying specifically is if you think gay adoption, two men adopting a baby is fine, but you don't like this, well then for you, I would like you to explain why the three men can't adopt one.
Yeah. 2, 3, what's the difference?
What is the argument? Because the problem for you is that the only argument against it, the only one, is that three men adopting a baby is unnatural, disordered, and unhealthy.
And weird as hell.
That's the whole argument.
Look.
That's it. That's the entire argument.
And men don't have the capacity of raising a girl. They don't. I'm sorry. I've never seen a man being able to handle things. That's why when there is a single father, he's always a hero. Did you notice when it's a single mother, everybody, yeah, well, it must be hard, but you know, whatever. You know, it's gonna work out somehow. But when it's a single father, the whole, even in US, the whole neighborhood would help. The whole at work they would help. They would always think, because men are not nurturers as women are, and it's not because they are bad. Men can develop those things as the time go by, but it's much harder for a man to do that. Matt speaks the truth, yes. Next thing you know, next year you're going go, I'm sorry, next year's going to be 4 and 4. Yeah, they're gonna have four. It doesn't matter. They are not qualified. And again, I don't think that all the people that are straight are qualified. I just said it prior that just because you're a couple, you cannot have children. In order to be qualified, a lot of things need to be checked. But when you're not just qualified automatically because you in a opposite gender classic normal making sense relationship, you're not get qualified. What is your finance looking like? What is your mental health look like? What your living condition look like? What is your character? Do you have any disease? Do you have any mental disorders? You're not just getting to do something you want. You need to be vetted. It's a natural. Babies have a mother. Yes, baby has a mother for reasons. They need a mother and a father. What is the point to get adopted and living in another nightmare? It just makes things. It's just not only more difficult. It makes things harmful for the child. Like, what is the reason to? So basically, you change your environment. You move like from orphanage or whatever else, and then what? Only to lose your mind, only to be in a weird situation. We don't know what those people do. I never want to know the daily life of three gay men. I really don't want to know. Thank you, my darling. It's like, do you want to live in a box or do you want to live under the bridge? I mean, like, we have the saying "Shila na mila." I don't even know how to translate it. If I have anybody who speak Russian or Ukrainian. If you can translate it, I don't know how to translate it. It's like, what kind of exchange is this? You were suffering, not having love and support, enough of it in the orphanage, and now not only you're not gonna have nurturing and support, but also you're gonna expose to weird sexual behavior and patterns. We don't know what the hell they're doing there. I don't trust, as I said, I don't trust three heterosexual men. Never with a child. Never ever. Under no circumstance would I leave a child with three men. A small child. Absolutely not. Hard no. Even if they raise their own children. Absolutely not. Period. Matt speaks the truth, yes. You can be legally married to three people, but I don't know what are they doing there in Quebec. Always think of the child, their well-being, kids first, regardless of the environment. Yes, exactly, exactly. No hate, it's passion. I'm not hateful, I'm passionate. If you know, you know. There is a difference, okay?
Babies are not meant to be raised and parented by three men. That is not meant to happen. That's not how these things are supposed to work. That's the entire argument. There is no other argument but that. But we don't, and it's a very good argument. It's the only argument. It's the only correct argument. It's the only argument you need. Well, the problem for you is that that is also the argument against two men adopting a baby. Same applies. It's unnatural, clearly, therefore disordered, therefore unhealthy, and it's not meant to be. I'm not speculating. That's not my opinion that it's not meant to be. It's clearly not meant to be.
Don't delete any comments. I'm gonna comment on that.
In the entire history of the human race, going back into the past and stretching out into the unknown future, there has never been and will never be two men who naturally conceive a child. It's impossible.
Yeah. No
babies are not meant to be raised by three men, and they're not meant to be raised by two men.
I'm close in my opinion to Matt Walsh. That is a great flattery to me. That is a great compliment. I'm almost as smart, almost. And all of you in the chat, we are almost as brilliant as Matt Walsh. Yeah, I know from the news. Okay, let me read. There were some comments. Keith is saying this seemed to be fearful. I knew a family of two dads and their adopted daughter, absolutely great parents. They created such wonderful opportunities for her. Okay, they could be good people, but I think the opportunities for her would be better if she was with a mother and a father. You don't know how your world formed. You don't know. They may put her in a good school. They may buy her nice clothes. But do you know what is going on in her heart? Do you know if she will able to form a family? Do you know? You don't. She doesn't even know it. Usually children that were either abused or raised in a weird conditions, they have very, very hard time later in life. Hopefully that little girl turned out well, but this is not an ideal situation. Do you understand? It's just not. How she will model her family. One day she will want to get married. Who's she gonna role model? Two dudes? It's a psychological thing. Even if they're good people, even if they took care of her, they cannot give what a mother and father can give. So that's it. Of course, it's probably better than dying somewhere on the street or being abused and hurt. So hopefully they didn't abuse her, they took care of her. Hopefully she will find a role model of a woman and a man that she can copy for her life. We are copying our parents, and not all of us have a great story with our parents. But at least there was polarity. At least there was a mother and a father. Gay men usually abuses kids. You know what? I'm sorry to say this, but it's true. I told you I have a one of my best friends that was gay. I That was only one question I asked him, and he told me. And I've noticed that pattern. Most of gay men were sexually compromised at an early age, and this is very severe forming, by the way. And I was reading a book where it was sharing how when you in this age, when your sexuality forms, when your attraction forms, your physiology forms, you're shown certain things and you might feel certain feelings that you wouldn't feel if those things were not shown to you. That is why corn should not be shown to children, because it shocks them. They are not able to process that. But if they see that, it may pervert their mind at early age. It might traumatize them. But yes, also in a same gender couples, commitment is not a thing. They cannot even have two. They have to have three or four or however. And they usually not faithful either, because all those diseases very often come from same sex in men particularly. So it's complicated. Why do children need to be around this? Like when I was that age, I didn't even know about the same sex relationship till I was like late teens. I mean, we never talked about this stuff. Why do they allow steal childhood from children? Why do we allow this? Why do we allow childhood be stolen? There is no correct or incorrect argument. Not individuals as the same. No, there is a correct argument. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You choose your path in life, or you follow what you think is your inner voice. Okay, you have consequences in life. Period. If it can happen in the world, it's natural. Simple. What do you mean it can happen in the world? No man had given birth yet. No man that have man genitalia had ever given birth. So it cannot happen in the world. Thank you, Rico. I like my gold eyeliner. Yes, I think I know people who were in the group homes. Um, I just don't think. I actually have a very, very close friend who had been through all kinds of things. I just don't think that you need to exchange one horrible thing for another horrible thing. How do you know it's better? Have you been with those three men? Have you lived with three men? Have you observed three men? Have you walked in on three men? Yes, Rotia says, I'm sorry, I was brought up by my father. Oh, I'm sorry. My connection. Am I back, guys? Uh, you say that you were brought by your father and your grandfather. Yes, they were not two random men. They were related to you. Not the best circumstance, but you had your mother, I'm sorry, your father and your grandfather. They were not two dudes that were having certain kinds of sex. Okay, they were your blood relatives, the men in your family. You may not have women on daily basis. It's sad, it happened, but you survived. I believe you survived because those are still your own DNA. These are your own parent and grandparent. Is it ideal? No. You raised your kids alone. They probably went to school, you probably had community, you probably had somebody. Maybe you had very bad and difficult moments. If your husband passed away, very sorry to hear that. But this is your children, yours. Something that gay men cannot have. True, ideally it's better to have both natural parents, but in my situation, straight or other kids' welfare first. Yes, I agree. I'm not spreading fear. I don't choose friends by sex identity. If somebody happened to be certain ethnicity, nationality, identity, I don't connect with people because I try to appeal to somebody. I don't care. I don't connect with people on these things. I connect with them, who they are inside. And I have nothing to prove to you. I'm gonna call you threesome. I have nothing to prove to you, threesome. My friend is still gay, yes, and we are actually in contact again. And yes, I wish him nothing but well because he's respectful of other people. He lives his life, he's not harming anybody. I love him for other qualities. Everybody who knows him, who I introduce you to, say he's one of the best people. Is he trying to say he's a woman? Is he trying to raise a baby? Is he trying to convince me this is the best? No, he doesn't. I just said examples. I just said examples. That I've seen some life examples, but I believe in these things if I didn't see any example because there is logic. Logic. Something people like you don't have. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Srisam. You can keep your opinion. Hopefully, you will never take these decisions for others. Imagine seeing three gay men at graduation or wedding. Yeah, it's just weird as hell. I'm sorry. Veronica speaks from experience of being gay. Yes, of course. Couldn't you tell? Yes, most people are not born. Красивая леди. Спасибо большое, Алекс. Мне очень приятно. These stars don't know how right you are. I know I'm right. And the thing is, I can go back and forth to make it more into discussion, but I don't care. I know it right here. I don't care. I look at the world, I see how this politics affect children. How is that every year more and more children in high school identify as all these letters? It's nothing but the brainwash. It's nothing but, oh, it's cool. It's cool if you're trans. If cool if you're this. I also have a friend whose son is transitioning right now into a daughter. I mean, into a woman. And do I need to tell you, he's suffering. We are. I only met you maybe 5 years ago, but we kind of became friends. She's a great person, and it's interesting because she has a daughter. She raised her daughter with a different husband, and her daughter is everything conservative you can think of. She's beautiful. She kept her purity. She's about to get married. She's doing amazing in school, and she's beautiful. No tattoos, no green hair. Like, she's just a beautiful girl. I have been complimenting her so much because it takes a lot to raise a girl that looks like a girl, speak like a girl, that is feminine. Her daughter is insanely beautiful just naturally. But most of children, if you go to high school, they have their green hair, their tattoos, their piercings. Their appearance is ruined already. Imagine not even being 18 years old and have your appearance ruined. So, yes, but her older son, who is 10 years older than her daughter, he is going through, I cry with her together. Do I need to tell you this? That I bawled my eyes with her. I don't have anything to tell her, just cry and hug her. She is going through absolute nightmare, knowing that I think he's gonna go through a surgery too, which is mortifying. As a woman, I empathize. I'm not saying anything because I know any word I say is going to. She's the same opinion as I am, but she's a mother too. She loves her child. So I just hug her and we cry together. That's all that happens. We talk about everything at once sometimes, yes. Matt Walsh wants women to be back home serving men. Here she is advocating for it. Yeah. How you listen to Matt Walsh, with which ear? Threesome. Calm down. I'm gonna call you threesome just for the fun of it. There is nothing wrong with women being women and women being protected by a man and women having families. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a challenge to find a man that is able to provide for a woman. That is a bigger problem. Um, I I hope I never walk in on three men. Yeah, me too. Me either. It's something you won't be able to unsee. Anyway, guys, we had enough. We're gonna be wrapping up. Thank you everybody who contributed to the conversation. I hope I never walk on three men. Me either. Oh my goodness. Um, you are beautiful, but there is no but. There is no but. Thank you, Rico. The girl could not be in a worse environment. I disagree with you, Monster Trap. Respectfully, I disagree. The girl could not be in a worse environment. There is no reason to go through the legal process to try to do all these things to give her for an experiment, okay? Yes, I mean, you can be dying under the bridge, you can have knife in your throat. Yes, you mean that? There is no reason to mock the adoption. There are plenty of heterosexual couples that are not able to have children and staying in line to be able to adopt. Staying in line for 2, 3 years. I'm just going to say, when you go to the pet store, do you get to buy a boy mouse or a female mouse? Is the reason they don't sell you homosexual mouse? Oh, I'm gonna throw up. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. Sorry. I was really waiting for. I didn't know when I was going to talk about this, but we need to talk about it. Is two gay parents worse than no parents at all? Well, the girl lives somewhere. Something happened to her original parents, so she is taken care of. She's eating, somebody is taking care of her. So why to give a risk? So she has another trauma. She already is in trauma. Why do we have such lack of people? Why do we need to consider alternative things? Why do we have a lack again? There are lines of people who are waiting into adoption, and I think everybody needs to prove that they can take care of a child. But if you are in alternative lifestyle, you should complete it. You should follow up with that. Is this even real? Maybe. Thank you, James. You look like my Bulgarian neighbor Snezhana. Well, I'm sure she's beautiful, so thank you. Otherwise, you wouldn't remember her. Thank you. Привет, Снежана. All right. I agree, Rotia. I don't know how to read your name. Roshia or Rotia. I agree. Thank you, Rico. So, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, I hope to see you next time. You can subscribe if you enjoy the conversation. We often have fun. We talk about emotional intelligence, we talk about polarity, we talk about events, we talk about men and women, psychological aspects, emotional intelligence. Today, I'm at my top masculine as I could be talking about this because it makes me very angry. But that's to be expected. I'm a woman. I cannot see my heart literally shrinks. Like I feel it squeezes. Like somebody, when you washing things before if you don't have, let's say, your washing machine or something, you're maybe going somewhere, you're somewhere on the road, you need to wash like a little item, then you squeeze it. When I see this unfolding abuse for children, I feel like somebody just squeezed my heart like in a knot. It is so painful. I cannot bear the thought of it. Surgery is just cutting your hand off, can't go back. Yeah, well, he's not gonna be cutting his hand. He's gonna be cutting something else. Honestly, I think it's horrible. It's horrible. You never become a woman. The thing is, you can cut everything you want, you can add everything you want. If you're naturally born man, you will die. I'm sorry, but a castrated natural born man. You will never be a woman, no matter how you try. It's impossible. And if you're a woman and cut out your breast, if you cut your hair short and do this ugly version of you, that's just going to be a caricature. But you're never gonna be a man, ever, ever. Veronica, you're such an amazing speaker. Love your devotion and common sense. Thank you, Rico. I appreciate it. Thank you. I needed to hear that. I'm in pain even talking about it. I see so many people here going through transition and they are all on a cane or crippled. What? Are you serious? I thought you were joking about the chat. You actually see this? I live in a place where I don't really see things like that. You really see that? Oh, please, God, please stop them, please, please. It really is a tragedy. It really is a tragedy. Because you think you're gonna achieve something, imagine you cut off your organs. And you are basically you gonna be on medication your entire life and you make yourself like invalid. It's like handicapped. And it's horrible. Like it's the worst. It's the worst. I'm very sorry to hear that, Russell. Where you could you tell me the city you live in? Like, is it a big city? You're such a babe. Thank you. But on a serious note, no, the gay couple should not be allowed to adopt a girl child. There are too many variables. Yep, I agree. I agree. Rosha, you're very welcome. I really am very passionate about this channel. I want this channel to grow. And I was going to take off today, it's Sunday, but I had such a beautiful day. I got to swim in the lake today, my dear friends. It was so amazing. I did a live today for my members only. And then I was thinking about it. I was just chilling, relaxing. I'm in Michigan, so it's a cooler state. But we had 80 something degrees. I'm like, okay, now or never. I'm going for it. So it was so much fun. It was so much fun. You guys don't understand. If you live south, you don't know. Like, temperature is about to change, but I got to swim as a fish, and the water always gives me energy. Like, I felt the energies that I want to come on. So maybe I'll take a day off tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe evening. Maybe I'll come on in the daytime for my people on the other side of the pond, as they say. But yes, I wasn't planning at all doing anything tonight. But this topic been on my mind, one off, and yes. So thank you to the lake for giving me energy. I love being in the water. It's just so miraculous. So I'm so grateful for everything. Good night, Frankie. I'm still here. Thank you, CCGB. We are wrapping up, but I'm still here for some reason. Kevin says yes. Oh, liner looks great on you. Yes, I love my liner. I love how people tell me that, oh, you have makeup, you doing this. It's like people have tattoos that are green color on their face and neck, on their arms, on their legs. People, I mean women. You telling me something about my eyeliner? Are you serious right now? And my lip gloss? Seriously? Okay. Okay. Hello from Nigeria. Hello. Thank you, CCGB. Thank you, 1961. Are you Swedish? No, I am Ukrainian. Heterosexual couples should be given adoption privileges as other kinds of couples naturally do not produce children from the alternative lifestyle. Yes, exactly. Okay. Great topic tonight, Veronica. Thanks for being bold. Yes, I know. Thank you. Thank you so much, David, and thank you so much for your super chat. I don't know what is going. Hopefully, I'm not going to get the copyright. But even if I get the super chats and uh, stays, but the video might be copyrighted. It depends on Matt Walsh, but I think it's worth it. I wanted his voice to speak. Um, a voice of logic, a voice of reason to me. He's one of my favorite people. He's just like so straightforward. I mean, like, how that is even controversial? How? How it's even controversial? I don't know. Yeah, but the parents are gonna raise a gay kid. Is it right? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't really understand your question. Okay. Yes, guys. Thank you. Always pause video you talk a bit no copyright. It depends. It depends. It's okay. It's okay. If it happens, it happens. There used to be an actress by the name of Helen in Bollywood. You look exactly like her. Well, thank you. It's a big compliment for me. I don't really like Bollywood movies, but the women are very beautiful there. Like, strikingly beautiful. So I take it. I'll take it. Thank you. When I was in Egypt, a story time. Let's end on something light. When I was in Egypt, traveling, I was in Egypt several times, and they have this one actress that I forgot her name. It wouldn't tell you anything anyway. And multiple people on one of my trips were telling me, "Oh my gosh, you look just like her. You look," and I looked at her. I don't think I look like her at all, but people were like whispering and talking and doing and opening doors and bringing me treats because they say that I looked like one of their actresses. Um, and then I was one time on the submarine, the underwater submarine that goes and look at the corals. And there was this husband and wife. The wife was in a traditional Arabic dress, and I was standing there. I was with my family. And they were looking at me and like whispering, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I probably dressed inappropriately because in Arabic countries you don't show your shoulders, you really don't want to show your breasts. They're very, they just fall apart when they see that. So, and it's considered inappropriate. So anyway, but it was so hot. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I was semi conservative, but it's so hot there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm probably breaking some rules. I actually have a photo with that. So anyway, I'm going too fast. So anyway, I'm standing there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm probably breaking the rules. Do I have a scarf? Just because I didn't want to have negative attention. Then the husband come to me and says, I'm so sorry to bother you. I'm here on a honeymoon with my wife. She's asking if you would consider um if you would consider take a photo with you because you look like such and so, because I look like that actress. I was just like, oh sure, of course, no problem. It was so interesting. I had such a great time in Egypt. Besides of the politics, the different religion, but people were amazing to us. Regular people were super nice and very kind. And this gentleman, he was so nice. He was so respectful. When he approached me, he asked whether I would give a permission for his wife to take a photo with me. I said yes, of course. I still have those photos, by the way. She actually was very beautiful, even though she was wearing a scarf and glasses. But she was very beautiful woman. But anyway, so yes, it's just so funny that sometimes you might resemble something um, for people and you already assume something negative, but then nothing negative. I've already assumed something negative is going to happen. But no, they just wanted to take a photo. But um when we were in the hotel, all the hotel workers told me that, oh my gosh, you look like something Elham, something, something. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. It was so cute. Um, that's why I think that travel is so nice and so important when you actually meet people. Yes, the politics could be terrible sometimes. The religion could be very harsh, and people often uh, interpret it in a wrong way when they punish people for just being different. But it's so beautiful to actually meet people. That's why it is so important to meet people beyond the borders, beyond the cultures. And when people ask me, like, do you even have friends like of this nationality or this religion or this orientation? I always say I have different experiences in life, but I don't make friends based on age, based on ethnicity, based on religion. I make friends based on heart connection. I don't um, discriminate people or don't connect them because it's just you either have connection or you don't. You either have something in common or you don't. Yes, it would be very hard for me. I don't have any woke friends, but it's because we have nothing in common. If I would have a woke friend, in 2 weeks, the tattoos will be removed, the hair would be color, the ugly clothes will be put on a beautiful dress. Thank you, Ronald. I appreciate it. You can Google Holland Bollywood and compare your face to her. In fact, she isn't 100% Indian. She has Caucasian origins. Came and made it big in Hollywood, in Bollywood. I see. Okay, I'll Google her. You want me to do it right now? We need to end on something light. Okay, let's see. She better be pretty, okay? We're not playing these games. Okay, Helen Bollywood. Yeah, her name isn't Indian either. Okay, should I put young? Because I already see it's an older lady. Okay, I don't necessarily see the but she has the colored eyes too, like. I know in India they love when somebody has a different color eyes, like blue or green or something. Interesting. I guess maybe in some way. Maybe in some way. I think we all resemble in somewhere somebody out of 8 billion people. Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's pretty, no doubt. Now, every woman is beautiful in her own way. Thanks for googling. Ha 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 ha. No, it's okay. It's okay. She's lovely, and I think that in some way, like how they say there is a phenotype. So we definitely have a very similar phenotype. Yes, she's very beautiful, no doubt. Your points are valid, but there are more fake people who can disguise as good, so it's difficult to know who thinks what. Again, I just said that heterosexual couples should go through a lot of checkpoints. And when you adopt a child, somebody needs to be checking in the beginning that everything is well with the child. So I don't think that heterosexual couples, just because they're heterosexual, automatically get a pass. No, 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 no. It's just that um, you should be disqualified. If you are three men, you should be disqualified right away. Period. Hi, Casey. I don't know what is your point by that. When there are places in the world that you see as ordinary, there are always another place in the world that you will see as extraordinary. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Yeah, I know that 100%. I know that. That's my joke, when somebody of my friends is breaking up with somebody or, relationship fall apart. I always joke even about myself. It's just I just find it hilarious. One man's trash, another man's treasure. 100%. 100%, yes. Okay, my dear friends, it's time to call it a night. Thank you so much. I promise you we're gonna have some light topic tomorrow. I don't know what is light. What would be light at this point? Well, actually, I want us to discuss. I'm not that much into celebrities in Hollywood, but I really wanted to talk about Nicole Kidman and that guy that she's divorcing, Urban something. Not to necessarily speculate so much about their thing, but there are some things that are so obvious that we can we can all learn from. There are some things so obvious that we can learn from. One flying kiss for you. Why is that? How did you earn that? Hey, broadcast Dave. Yes, I don't really know a lot about Hollywood. I barely knew who this guy is. I mean, he's so unattractive. I'm sorry. He's so not a match. I'm surprised actually they lived together for so long. He is so not a match for her. To me, Nicole Kidman, she's like ever princess. I don't know her political views. I don't want to know them, but she looks very feminine and she's like forever princess. She's so delicate. She's so beautiful. She's like She's almost 60 years old. I don't care. Somebody says like plastic surgery, doesn't matter. Looking like that with all the surgery, you must be so disciplined. You must be doing a lot of amazing things looking like that. So I don't know. There's something about her that is so beautiful. But yeah, we are going to talk about, for the ladies on the channel, you're gonna love that um, breakdown. Nicole Kidman and Urban, what's his name? Because there's so many mismatch. There is so much mismatch there. So much mismatch, and there is so like little raisins of wisdom to or and helpful observation to pick. I actually will need to make notes for that video. It's gonna come with notes. Okay, guys, I am absolutely cooked. I wish you a beautiful night. I wish you a beautiful start of the week. I will see you very soon. You know, I go live often. We connect often on this channel. Thank you so much for your thumbs up. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for my members. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to everybody who wrote a decent, helpful comment. I think we all know the answer to this question. We cannot be halfway at this moment. We have to stand and protect those people, in this case, the most vulnerable children, that they don't get abused and hurt. I think it is so, so very important to keep um, keep being focused on the common sense. We need the common sense in this world. We need it. They try now to say that common sense is uh, controversial, but we know that there is no life, there is no beauty without common sense, because everything will completely fall apart without it. So, with that being said, my dear friends, thank you so much for joining. We'll have a light-hearted topic. Nicole Kidman and Urban, I forgot his last name, divorce. I mean, it's gonna be, I promise you, it's gonna be light-hearted. I will see you very soon. Have a wonderful night and beginning of the week. See you soon, guys. Thank you. If you enjoy my channel, I would love to see you, and I would like to see you again. And if you subscribe, that's the best compliment that you can give me. Bye bye. Kiss Urban, thank you. Well, Mr. Nicole Kidman. We'll talk about that. Good night, everyone. Thank you. See you soon. Wait, what did I just do? I did something.